vomiting STDs on each other in these places. Like people are just like naked and like, hey everybody, Ali here. Welcome to my channel, Olives and Orgasms. And today we are celebrating my video that got 1 million views on YouTube. Holy moly, who knew that the video I filmed with my phone where I didn't even like clean the camera, it's all kind of crusty with God knows what on it and this like cheesy music playing in the background of me talking about the one and only time my boyfriend and I went to go check out a sex club would get 1 million views. My God, sex sells and you guys are curious AF. Whew, it's been about a year since I posted that sex club video. So when I made that video, I was just starting out on YouTube and I still didn't really know what I was doing. I know I wanted to talk about like sex and relationships and things like that. And I wanted to do like cooking and talking, but that was really hard to do both skills at the same time. So I said to myself, I'm just gonna sit on my couch and press record and talk about some recent, sorry, there's a fly in here and it's been in here for while and it just kind of pops up everywhere. Anyways, I decided to just sit on the couch, set up my phone on the tripod and press record and, you know, talk about a recent familiar story. And I think at that time, Gab and I had just went to the sex club about a week ago. So, you know, it was a perfect opportunity to talk about it. Woo! The internet has so many opinions to say about it. All right, let's get one thing straight, people. First, I mean, really didn't know what to expect posting this video at all. I actually thought there would be more women that would watch this and be like, you know what, that's cool. Like I'm into this stuff too. I'm interested in exploring my sexuality and so on. But nope, it's a 100% male audience for this video, looking for sex stories and sex and swingers. Those are the major keywords that were searched for when this video would pop up for them. Jeez, you guys are mean. Like the amount of comments that I got on this video about me being disgusting, me going to hell, me being a dried up, lonely, mentally ill cat lady, all that stuff. Like, people, take a chill pill, all right? If you would have watched the whole video or watch any of my other videos, you know, might realize that Gab and I are just very normal people. I mean, what is normal anyways? I don't know what normal is, but you know what I mean. You know, like this video is about me and my boyfriend checking out a sex club, the like one and only time that we did. And FYI, not to say that like if we were to go to sex clubs often, like I'm not like that is also fine. But yeah, one night we were like, you know what? This is fun. Let's go check it out and like see what happens, you know? It was such an innocent evening. Gab and I only had sex with each other in the room with the door closed because we couldn't focus while the door was open. We could hear people and all that kind of stuff. And then we ate the poutine after and went home. I think we were home by like midnight or something. Anyways, y'all need to relax. It's just exploring. It's just having, you know, fun with your partner and like experimenting together. Maybe if you guys tried it once in a while, you might enjoy it. And you know, you can go to these things and just look around. You don't have to participate. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You could just go and observe. That's it. If you and your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whoever that you're with, bored on a Friday night, looking for something to do, you know what? Let's get dressed up. Let's get fancy, whatever. And let's head to our local sex club and grab a drink and just like watch. You know, you might learn something or not. I don't know. I got a few questions that would always pop up, questions and comments. I mean, there are so many but we're gonna go through some of them, shall we? Okay. All right, so some of the repeating comments and questions that I got were, for example, about men and how these clubs are so sexist because single men aren't allowed to go, and what kind of BS is that? That's all sexist and blah, 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 blah. One of the reasons why single men are not allowed to go unless they're accompanied by a female or even in another couple is because these places tend to want to create a safe space for the clientele, and mostly the females that arrive, so the single females or even females in a couple, want to feel comfortable, want to feel safe. I mean, it is a vulnerable environment for a lot of people. You know, you're going to a sex club, like there might be things that are happening there. Sex is a vulnerable, courageous act. And if you feel like you're being chased after, you're being hunted, you're being hit on, you're being harassed, you're not gonna wanna feel comfortable, you know? Like if you're about to get it on with a female, don't you want her to feel relaxed and chill, right? I can tell you, AKA all the men that are asking this question. Speaking for myself, I, have way more, or have had way more uncomfortable experiences going to normal clubs. And like, I've done my days of clubbing, okay? I don't go out clubbing that much anymore, but whoo, I've done it. I've got my, booty shaking on the dance floor, all that stuff. And man, you guys don't take no for an answer. It's crazy. The amount of times that I've been rubbed up against, that I've been pressed upon, that I've been, harassed, that I've been pulled, that I've been called names because I said no. Do I feel sexy? Do I feel like having sex in that kind of environment? Absolutely not. I would rather be somewhere where no is encouraged, where consent is encouraged, consent is accepted, So can you imagine a sex club where single men would be allowed to go? OMG, I can't even imagine the debauchery that would happen if that was the case. I mean, for sure, there are places that I haven't been to that I don't know. Maybe those of you who do frequent these parties often have more to say on the subject matter, but maybe there are some precautions that are taken, some rules, regulations, all that kind of stuff. So you know what, guys, I'm sorry, but over time, your mates, your friends, whatever, have somehow created a unsafe vibe for a woman where they don't always feel super comfortable when they go out. So, this is a safe space. It doesn't allow single men, so women feel a little bit more comfortable and relaxed to get it on. For those of you who frequent these parties more often, if you have more insight as to reasons why, or if there are parties that do let single men go in, like what are the rules, what are their conditions, please elaborate. The other question that came up a lot was STDs. Guys, I think some of you think that people are literally vomiting STDs on each other in these places. People are just naked and standing in a pool of mixed bodily fluids and literally vomiting and pissing and shitting and rubbing each other all over with STDs, and I'm sure there are some parties that are like that. Most people, and again, people who frequent these parties more often, correct me if I'm wrong, give me some input here, are quite safe, are quite responsible, are consenting adults who practice responsible, safe sex. And I'm gonna go back to my normal, typical club type places where people are doing drugs, people are having sex in the bathroom stalls, people are putting roofies in people's drinks, people are taking roofied adults home to sleep with them. These kinds of things happen in normal places. I just wanna give you guys some food for thought that you know, these kinds of places are like not the devil like you think they are. I mean, they're done in a safe, consenting environment. So what more can you ask for? And for the record, the one and only time that Gab and I did go, we just had sex with each other. So, you know, that's it. Not gonna catch anything there. Oh, the most comments that I got were probably like the Jesus quotes. The Jesus quotes. All hail Jesus. Sorry, I have a hair on my mouth. All hail Jesus, you know. And that I'm going to hell and it's a sin and all this stuff. I mean, I don't really have much to say about that other than like, you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I guess also like, well, what are you doing watching the video in the first place? There's so many people that leave comments like, how did this pop up on my feed? Well, I mean, either you were looking for something about cooking or sex. If you're up at 2 a.m. while your family's sleeping and you're watching that video, then I don't know. So another comment that I got a lot as well is that I'm just some dumb, lonely, mentally ill bitch who's making this story up just to get YouTube views and yada, yada, yada. I got a lot of those too. And I thought it was so funny because I'm just like, why would I make this up? Not only that, but if I was making up a sex story at a sex club with my boyfriend, don't you think that I would have made it way more interesting? I mean, the story is basically talking about me and him going to a sex club, having sex with each other, eating some food and then going home to bed. There are many ways where I could have went with that story and made it way more interesting for your entertainment. So, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and defend myself and try and convince you that like, no, the story is not made up. Come on, come on. We just went out on a Friday night. It was super chill. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But all that being said, you know, I want to take a moment to thank my lovers and my haters. I'm not exactly sure what the amount of people who hate it versus love it is, but I want to, you know, thank the haters for watching the video and the lovers because it got 1 million hits. I mean, I wasn't expecting that at all. And it was a really good opportunity for me to study the algorithm, study the business of YouTube and how all that stuff works. So in case you guys are curious, you know, this video after 1 million views, after being on the internet for about a year, has made almost $4,000. So again, for all you people, you know, sitting at your computer at 2 in the morning watching my sex club video, I really appreciate your support because, you know, your viewership has meant a lot to me and contributed to this journey. And this video is still climbing. People are still watching it. I wish I had more female viewers that can relate to me on these stories. But you know, that will grow with time. So for my ladies, if you're out there, you know, don't be shy to give me a follow. Don't be shy to write some comments. I see that my female viewership is climbing a little bit. So for those of you who are watching, I really, really appreciate it, even if you are a silent viewer, because I am usually a silent viewer. So after going through my analytics as well to try and figure out like, where's all this traffic coming from? Looking at the keywords that people are looking for when my video pops up, the most frequently searched keywords are sex and swingers. So sex doesn't surprise me. Swingers does surprise me quite a bit because I didn't know that there was such a big interest or curiosity about swingers lifestyle. And let me just clear that up as well. Gab and I are not swingers. Not that there's anything wrong with being a swinger at all. It's just I'm just describing to you the nature of our relationship. So, you know, for those of you who come on here curious to learn about, you know, swinging action or emailing me to, you know, swap couples and stuff like that, like obviously I'm flattered, but Gab and I are not swingers. The nature of our relationship is that we date women together. But clearly there is a big interest in the swinger lifestyle. So I have a few videos that talk about swinging lifestyle with swingers that I do know. And I think it's cool, and I commend you guys for, you know, doing some research about it and kind of expanding your ideas of what you think a relationship is, how you can possibly, you know, add a little bit of spice, interest, curiosity to your relationship, experiment with your partner, and so on. And who knows, maybe one day Gab and I will end up being swingers, but I can tell you for sure that Gab will definitely not be with another guy. Also, shout out to the people who wrote comments specifically stating that it's not their scene and that they would never, you know, do something like this, but it was interesting to listen to and to thank me for sharing my story. Those are cool people. Keep writing positive, nice, you know, open-minded comments like that, because they are very much appreciated, even if you don't participate in a lifestyle or anything like that, or anything that I share on YouTube. Another comment that I got often was that I don't know the nature of a true loving relationship, that I am not satisfied at all with my current partner, that I'm just looking for trouble, and I know nothing about love, basically. If anything, I'd say that being able to go to a place like this with your partner and just have fun and not have any kind of, you know, emotion, I'm talking about like jealousy and insecurity and stuff like that, it kind of is a sign that someone is in a secure relationship. Did I just say relationship? It's a sign, I think anyways, that someone is in a very positive, mature, secure, and loving relationship. And also, just for the record, I mean, again, I don't have to justify this, but I am very satisfied with my lover, Gab. He is a great, great lover. It just works with him, you know, when you're compatible with someone. Oh no, I wasn't talking into the mic. And even if there is a little jealousy and insecurity, but you can work through it as a couple and still be happy and grow stronger afterwards, again, that is even more of a sign of a mature, loving relationship. So don't knock it until you tried it. That's all I gotta say. So that's it. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to Olives and Orgasms and sticking around with me since the Sex Club video. I know I've been posting a lot more of cooking and travel stuff, which I really enjoy doing. I was maybe considering making a second channel just for the cooking and travel stuff, because there are some people who aren't really interested in that and just want like sex stuff. But you know what? I would like to assume that the people that enjoy watching my sex content also enjoy watching some day-to-day chill stuff about my life too. So hopefully you do. And if you don't, then you don't have to watch it. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for contributing to my, you know, small success on YouTube. And will there be any other Sex Club videos coming up? I don't know. I mean, we definitely have a lot of sex stories, which I've been keeping to myself lately. But you can also check out the other channels that I've got going on with Gab right now. Gab and Ali in English, Gab and Ali in French, Gab and Ali in Espanol. We are trying our best to, you know, keep going with this YouTube thing and make something out of it. So thank you all so much for your support. Je vous aime tous. Mwah.